All right, there we go, guys. Saturday, guys. Namaste. God bless. How are all of you? Happy Saturday. Where the hell do I begin? My God. Am I the only person that gets so much information? I just absorb so much stuff. The mind kind of shuts down, man. So I'm going to try to articulate this because to me, so many people believe that life's biggest promise is actually life's biggest lie. And when I realized that it wasn't a lie, it was a reality, but the reality was I have to create that reality. And my question, in which I'm doing every day, and I'm trying in all different ways and facets of my life and loving what I'm doing and coming on here. This is an example of loving what you do every day. Imagine if all of us just did that. Imagine if we all just did what we love to do, or made time to do what we love to do, not as a hobby, but as ourselves. And Aristotle came up with the term many moons ago, thousands of years ago. It's called metaphysics. And life's biggest promise is that you live more in your mental state by how you feel that you create the physical state. A lot of us are already doing it. I'm sorry, all of us are doing it. Whether we're living in the meta side of us, the energy side of us, of turmoil, struggle, hardship, and pain, or the side of us that is living in passion, happiness, being, abundance. Does that make sense? So it's understanding the meta side of you is what they were talking about in scripture, and the poets, the sages. I mean, all these. I want to introduce you to a guy who went against Catholicism back in the 1700s, which was blasphemy. I mean, that was in the town square of hanging you by a tree, man. But he did it so perfectly. He articulated it, and people started to understand because he started writing about it. But he connoted and denoted different words so it wouldn't put him in that category of blasphemy. So here we go. Before I came on, I always check my memories. I love it because I see not only the progress of myself, but what I was doing and what I was thinking back then. It's a great thing to live by as you evaluate, because we're always evaluating ourselves and our thoughts and feelings every day. When you take a look at your memories, you can see if you're making progress forward or if you keep moving backwards in life. And I wrote these words not realizing they would resonate with this person I'm going to introduce you to. I wrote many moons ago, put yourself where you want to bring yourself. This is the physical side. This is the simple way to change your life. You have to change your life on a physical sense. But most importantly, what that does is it changes you on the meta side of you, how you feel every day. That's what made and broke a lot of things in my life in the most beautiful ways, was I kept putting myself where I only wanted to be on a physical level, not understanding the metaphysical level of us. And it's amazing because Genesis chapter 1 wrote about creation is finished. What they were talking about in the fact that creation is finished is that everything is here, but you have to understand how to use the tool. You got to understand how creation is formed by your thought of it. And it's an amazing analogy of self to realize what you're bringing to life. But this person, I'm going to get back to, man. I digressed again. I always do that here in America's Mentor. This person lived from 1750 to 1827, or 1757 to 1827, one of the two. He was an exact date, I think 80, which is a milestone back then anyway. And he wrote these amazing words, and I actually shared this many moons ago in a reel. He said, make your own rules or be a slave to another man's. That was the great William Blake, poet, princeman, author, philosopher, back in England back then. And back then, the Catholic Church ran everything. They basically turned everybody into servants and slaves. And what he did was just say, wait, I'm going to understand this religion. And he didn't announce his belief in God. But what he announced was his belief in the meta side of life. How do people get this kind of information? Like Aristotle, they understood all this stuff. And there's a couple words I'm going to introduce to you from that. Actually, one word, because I already mentioned one word. That was metaphysics. It's Greek from Aristotle, hence the works. The meta side of you, the thought process of you, is the works. And from that, you get the results in your life, hence the cause and the effect in your life. But he noted, make your own rules or be a slave by another man's. In other words, you become the other man. You become the other person's thoughts and feelings, and you start emulating what they're doing in life. Does that make sense? That's kind of like social media now. Everybody's trying to be like everybody else, and they're creating all these things in their life that they don't really have. You know, I get it. I get the validation. I get all the things that people need to feel better about themselves. But what if you only focused on truly doing what made you happy, or made time for that every single day, to only do what makes you happy, most importantly on the inside, not as a task, not as on your to-do list per se, but a natural way of you coming out of your shell to be that best you. I mean, my oldest daughter always wanted to do art. I said, let's go to Joanne's, man. Let's rock and roll. Let's get you started. Let's bring out that artist in you. No matter what kind of abstracts you make, it doesn't matter. You paint your dream and go for it in life, whatever it might be, because every day is a canvas. We have a choice to have, be, or do anything. Life's biggest promise is that the laws are here. They're already here. That's what they were talking about in Genesis. Creation is finished. Everything is already here. We just got to attach ourselves in that metaphysical thought process of who we are every day to bring it to us. This is what they were getting at. This is what I couldn't understand. He also noted, and I mentioned this before in America's Mentor, in your own bosom, don't get that thought out of your mind, in your heart, in your own bosom, you bear your heaven and earth. Hence, you create your reality from that. And Neville Goddard, it's funny because when I was doing show prep yesterday, not funny, it's actually, I get this all the time, I attract to me what I really need for every show. I literally come on here with a couple words and a phrase or a quote, and there I go. It starts rolling along. And that's how life is. Find your trigger of good, and life's just going to start rolling with it. It's going to come out natural. So here we go. In your own bosom you bear your heaven and earth, indeed. And from Genesis it says creation is finished. I think it's chapter 1 or 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. I did the research on it, but I totally forgot because I got overwhelmed here. But Neville Goddard articulated that phrase so friggin' perfectly, and I need you guys to grasp this, because if you're struggling to find your path, you already got it in your bosom, man. You already got it in your heart. You know what you want. You just got to go out and put yourself where you want to bring yourself in life every day. And on a physical level. You don't know how to do it on a metaphysical level. Do it on a physical level, because the meta side of you is going to click in. It's going to trigger to help you feel better. That's the whole point. As my computer shuts off, man, I got that automatic shut off on. That's the whole point. How you feel about life and how you feel about yourself is what you're going to create. And when you can fix the damage that has been done, and however way you do it in life, and only focus on what you want to do and put yourself where you want to go on a physical level, the meta side of you, the energy side of you, the quantum side of you, which most importantly is that creation level, is going to kick in. Hard to believe, but that's life's biggest lesson. It is not life's biggest lie. It's the promise of life. But you have to learn how to use, as what Aristotle said, the meta side of you, the works, the engine, how it runs in life. If it's not running properly, you're not attracting properly. If you don't have a good state of mind every day in whatever you're doing, you can only attract from that in your life every single day. But I'll let you guys be on this Saturday, because I want to read Neville. He articulated what this means in and what Genesis said about how creation is finished. I love his dissertation on this. I love it because it really defines that parable story about how life was formed. And this is really important, because a lot of you guys out there are contemplating what to do, what to have, be in life. Well, it's in your own bosom, guys. You already got that shit. It's already been installed in your heart. You know what you want. Whether it's love, abundance, money, it's already there. You just got to be it on a meta side every single day. But Neville wrote, as I digressed again, I still got to get to the last word, and this will make sense, believe me. Neville wrote, because creation is finished, getting back to the Genesis I was speaking of in the book of Genesis, what you desire already exists. What he's saying, it's already here, meatball. It's already here. You got to connect to it. Just like plugging into the sequence of what you want to bring in life. It goes on to say, it is excluded from view because you can only see the contents of your own consciousness. Hence how you're thinking every day. You're literally blocking what you want by surrounding yourself with things that you don't want to do. So that's what I was getting at with the point of only put yourself where you want to, what you want to do in life, what makes you happy. Because from that happy, that conscious self of happiness or beingness or whatever you want to call it in your life is where you start connecting to that, how should we say, it is finished mind concept. It's going to bring it to you. And the word, not in the quote, which is the most important thing, and this is all you guys got to understand. This is all you guys got to understand, which hopefully empowers you. Because knowledge is power. That's great. I can tell you shit all day. But knowledge about self is self-empowerment. And I love that from Dr. Joe Dispenza, who noted that so perfectly. But most important word, I just need you guys to remember for your own well-being, which is most important, it's called steward. Steward is the Scottish word, man. It's for the person who manages someone's affairs. What the hell am I doing? Doing that Shrek thing again, man. But it's so important. All we are, and this is for you guys to contemplate. You can believe me or not in my humble opinion, but it's helped me tremendously. We are stewards of the laws that are already in place on this earth. We are stewards of our own destiny. It's up to us to watch it, to monitor it, to move it forward in however way we want, by living in that metaphysics side of us. The part we can't see is what we create in life. And when you start understanding the steward in you, that you're just watching, you have everything here. I want to get the words out quickly. We have everything here in thought and feeling. That's creation. That's creation that's finished. It's up to us to be a steward of those laws, to implement them the right way. Hence, as Aristotle said, the works. You make sure your engine's running properly, and you're going to connect to that peace of mind. You're going to connect to the abundance. By setting yourself out there on a physical level, you're going to start attracting that metaphysical consciousness to you to bring it on a bigger level. And it's a great way. It should calm a lot of fears, whether it's health, money, success. You connect to that feeling of having it all. You can only attract it all. And these guys, they said it in ways that people couldn't understand for centuries, for thousands of years. I get it, and it was brought out there on different levels by different opinions of people. But I can tell you from my sense, my humble opinion of thinking, when Neville said, when Genesis said everything is finished, it's all here, everything is finished. All you have to do is connect to it. He goes on to say, it's excluded from view by how we think. Essence, it's right in front of us. The energy is right here. The meta side of us is right here. It's our aura, our energy around us that we are attracting in our life. A hard concept to understand, but life's biggest promise is not life's biggest lie. It's not. The biggest promise is you are a steward of the laws of the universe that are already in place. The laws of energy, the laws of abundance, the laws of vibration, the laws of attraction. It's already here. You got to understand the metaphysics behind it, mainly how you work to bring it to you. So think about it for yourself, guys. It's an amazing, astounding perspective, because it should bring you peace. Because know that you're in the driver's seat. You just gotta understand how to drive the car. Make your own rules. In other words, what you want to bring in your life, or be drawn to other people's thoughts and opinions and start emulating and conforming with the world that doesn't make you happy to begin with. It's an analogy of self that when you look back on, you can say, wow, I came from there and now I'm here. How did I do that? I don't know. I just became that. And it naturally evolved in my life. So guys, happy Saturday. All of you, I gotta head to work, man. So, guys, America's Mentor _radio on Instagram. That was deep. That was some deep shit today, guys. Hopefully, you guys have a great day. America's Mentor _radio on Instagram, as I said, at America's Mentor on Twitter, at America's Mentor on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. The thousands of views, you guys are out of bounds, man. I love all of you. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Saturday. Be safe, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon, man.